Hello everyone, now we are back. I purchased my brand new Element and I wanted to indicate to you why I went and purchased this, because when I pulled it out, if you can see right here, it has eaten through the casing and the wire is exposed, which can actually electrocute you. So I took this out and I purchased this big bad boy right here, exact same one for this model Whirlpool that I'm working on. Now we're going to replace it with the screws, put it back in after I connect the connectors. So let's just connect the connectors right away. Remember, everything's unplugged. And it just slips right in. Slip it right in this guy. Slip it right in this guy. I'm going to bring it a little closer just so that you can see what I just did. The connectors that we pulled apart. Now, let me go closer. Now we are connecting. There we go. Make sure they're in tight. All right, now the key here is to then screw, that's my bird alarm clock, to screw the screws right inside the holes so that they stay nice and firm. And we're going to do that, let me move this back. We're going to do that with a Phillips screwdriver, because just in case that you don't have this handy dandy electric screwdriver, this regular Phillips screwdriver works well. And a Phillips screwdriver is the one with the cross on it. Now, let me tell you a little quick tidbit while I'm screwing in and replacing the mechanism, the element. There's a gentleman called John Thompson. Whoops, John Thompson. John Thompson designed the crosshead screw. And he designed the crosshead screwdriver. Why did he do this? Because he thought that the balance and self-centering of the screw would be much better for appliances, well, maybe not back then appliances, but cars and other large items. So he tried to get all the funding for it and nobody would fund it. But his idea was incredible. So he presented it to a gentleman called Henry Phillips. Henry Phillips opened up a screw company called Phillips Screw Company back in the 1930s. And so this John Thompson said, I can't get the funding for it. Can you purchase the idea from me and the plans from me? And Phillips said, of course. It sounds incredible. So with a couple tweaking, a lot of US patents, he designed the Phillips crosshead screwdriver. Sold the idea to GM for their Cadillacs. So Cadillac was probably one of the first major Phillips screwdrivers that they used. It went off crazy. The cars were being purchased. The screw was fantastic. Ford Motor Company got a hold of this idea and said, we need to purchase it. We need to purchase all the patents. So they did. They took it from him. Purchased all the patents, and so now Ford Motor Company, I believe currently, unless you Google it and find out other information, or at least back then, owns the rights to the Phillips screwdriver after Phillips passed away. So anyway, now that we connected everything, if you can see, it's nice and firm. Let me go back there and show you. It's connected, nice and tight. It's in there, and we are going to turn on the oven. Okay, here we go. Let me move it up. Get everything out of the way. I'm going to plug in the oven. Okay, it is now plugged in. Let me come back. Okay, it's now plugged in. So here we go. We're going to turn it on now that it's all plugged in and ready to go. And by the way, the same thing happens here when you take out these elements and clean them, and know that the mechanisms, the point of contact where I put in this baking element also has the same thing under here when you lift it up and replace those as well. Okay, here we go. Put it on bake. Turn it on to 350, and we will see if it gets warm. It should be getting warm. Well, we're not exploded, so that's a good thing. And woo, I can feel heat right away. This is fantastic. I'm so excited. Let me just close up the oven and let it go, and let it go. So this is very exciting. I'm so thrilled that you tuned into me to come out of your comfort zone and try a little something different. The oven works. We're celebrating it. We're happy that we actually did something out of our norm. You don't have to do this all the time. You don't have to tackle things like this all the time. But man, does it feel good to know that you fixed something. That you fixed something so that people just pick up the phone and call a repair person to fix. You got out of that norm, that element, and you became your own wow factor. And let's celebrate it each time. It's not prideful. It's building up your excitement for the next challenge that you have, that I know you can conquer with your 5-minute fixes. And you can tune into me and I'll help you. And I'll make sure that with encouragement, you can take it on, take control, take charge. This is Tiffany DeLitt, Creative Engineer. Until next time, live it, enjoy it, and you are the wow factor. Signing off.